see how the draft is actually interesting. And then
what?
Nothing.
You talking shit, Grant?
No, I said I'll probably leave after the draft this time, unless the draft's like interesting. Hope Charlie shows up in 5 seconds.
We'll start with Adam.
Charlie!
Dire team back.
Yo, what? Hello? Yo, what up? We're back. We're here. It's the 3 of us, and make it the 4 of us. We're here now live at the TI Hub, one of the greatest of all time. We see some guys finishing up nibbling. You know, you got to get that nutrition when you're casting. We have Charlie, we have Cap, we have Gods, and what a matchup we have coming up next. Team NP versus Team Freedom. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's too late. You missed. You missed the train, Charles. GG.
And it's
You were not a responsible caster.
But it looks like you...
It is your duty to get in the lobby.
You did make it onto the train, though, right?
I did.
Well, that's good. Well, at least we have one person. That's what matters. And here we go. This is going to be...
Nobody's watching my camera, man.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. You can watch from Dota TV. It's only 5 minutes delayed. So.
Oh, yeah, you can cast that, and we'll cast this.
That's okay. I got the screen in front of me.
That's true. Team Freedom versus Team NP. We see a Wisp AA ban from NP. Freedom, yeah, they have the Stand King Wisp. And then on the other side, Bat Rider and Enchantress. So a lot of the other teams haven't been banning Enchantress from NP, and they haven't been picking it. But obviously Freedom, probably not really accustomed to playing versus a hero like that. They don't get to play NP as much as those other teams.
It's another one of our veggie seedlings we sent out into the wild of NA qualifiers. I like to think that veggies is really where Quinn got his start.
Yeah, not FDO. Not solo killing Miracle to Summit.
Yeah. Not being a good player.
Yeah. Veggies.
Not almost getting 9K.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing at the Summit.
Yeah.
Veggies really was his dark point. We kept him going, you know, in the real bad months.
So have you guys actually talked to Quinn after, like, remember when he was at the last hub and that was when Mason qualified?
Yeah.
Remember how sad he was?
Yeah, I mean, he said he turned off all social media. He didn't look at it at all.
That was probably a smart play. Yeah. He should have also turned off Dota 2 like he promised. But promises are meant to be broken, as my late girlfriend that I've never had told me. And Silencer Nyx picked up next by NP. There's a first pick Silencer when there's really, I mean, okay. I've never really seen NP play Silencer of you guys, not that I remember.
The old 1437 used to play quite a bit of Bio Silencer for him, but that was the old NP.
I mean, it could also be a mid Silencer. Who knows? Who knows?
Doesn't seem like a Fada hero.
It's kind of oppressive in laning phase, like Fada heroes are.
But also Fada likes oppressing you while being able to escape. Silencer can oppress you while getting stunned multiple times and dying.
I mean,
Fedora tip?
Sure. Ahoy.
And Sand King Crystal Main. That might actually be one of the... I'm just going to call that the opening, because I think it is the most common opening for a lot of teams. Usually the second pick, actually. But there we have it.
So from Planet Odd as well? I think it's okay. It's nice because Sand King's such a good first pick, I think, when you have first pick.
And then you get a Crystal Main who just enables everyone on the map, can jungle, can gank. It's a nice hero even with that nerf to the W. I think the biggest thing, Freedom, I know they did end up losing to Red. They won their next game very convincingly versus one of the open qualifier teams.
So how are they doing standings-wise?
They were 1-1. I believe they're 2-1 maybe now?
That's not too bad.
Peek. I'll get a peek here. Hope they're updating it. Sometimes these sites like to go to bed before NA starts, and you can't fault them, you know. We've only won a few TIs. It's all good.
Freedom is 2-1.
Okay, so they are, and they beat. It's not bad.
Yeah.
They haven't really
beat
played.
Overpower. They beat Overpower. And they beat Starboys.
Okay, that's maybe less
prestigious. And they did lose to Red. That game was actually fun. Red just picked Spearbreaker and Chaos Knight, 5 strength heroes, and just ran at him. It was exciting.
That's a Wilson special.
It is. That's
the Spearbreaker.
Yeah. All right. So bans coming out nice and slow. Bristleback getting banned out. Yeah, they don't want to deal with that. I think the biggest thing is here is getting Snaking a hero he can carry with late game, because I believe he is probably there. I know Yawar is a very good carry, but Snaking, when you give him something to play with, not just early game like Darkseer, he can really shine. Like his Legion Commander in the game they did win was insanely well played. Overwhelming odds, of course.
Right. Snaking has actually played all 3 core positions at one point.
And he's very good at all of them.
Yes, he's a very like farm-intensive hero or player. If you give him a good game, he can take over for you.
Yep. And I was telling the story to Lacoste. It was, I forget, it was before backpacks were made, and he was playing a Naga Siren at like a 90-minute game. And he's the only person I've seen who can like fluidly use 9 items while still not like slowing down any sort of his game. It's actually insane. He's mechanically great, mentally. I mean, that's the problem.
The angry goblin.
Was he in that game where there was like 8 to 10 Helmet Dominators? But was that like an NA match?
that was BSJ. That was team. What was his old team? Team Exodus versus Team Yawar, Jubei, and all that.
Yawar was Naga and then slept and killed them all.
That was Ritsu did that.
Oh, Ritsu did that.
Ritsu did that and killed BSJ's. That was one of the best. I remember it was open qualifier and it was here. It was like 120 minutes. That was a great one. I do remember that. Everyone was watching. They're like, "What? Is this a real game?" Like, I don't think so, but because that was when I believe it was Yawar versus Sumail in the finals open qualifier because EG had to go through it, and that was hilarious. And there's Alina for Team NP. Great hero.
Yeah.
Not much to say. It's just a great hero.
I guess like we talked about before, like the sort of one drawback is that once you get on her, it's hard for her to escape, and she is fairly squishy.
Yeah.
I think every single time it's like third pick Lina, because at this point in time, like you have to show your cores first. Lina is very clearly one of the better mids to be able to deal with whatever counter pick is going to be grabbed. There's so few that actually really deal with Lina.
Right.
You're able to run her in multiple strategies.
Yeah. I think like even if you expect that she's going to get initiated on or something, that drawback exists for so many mids out there. Like if you get chain stunned to death or whatever, like they all die. There's no
positioning wise from the mid lane, Lina is the safest
Yeah.
of most of the mids because she sits so far back.
Yeah, the Q spam. You know.
like her auto attack has long range, Dragon Slave has long range.
Very conventional picks from Team Freedom. And then a little, I mean, pretty conventional from MP besides maybe that first pick Silencer, which we could have seen later, but they obviously wanted for some reason. Juggernaut, I think it's safe. Like, in a game where you're probably feeling a little outclassed, NP versus Freedom, maybe they're not. Maybe they're feeling very confident, but I think giving Yawar a very simple hero to play is good. You can get farm and you can still look kind of swaggy if you do go off, so that's a Yawar thing. He wants to feel good. That's most carry and mid players, I guess. They want to get kills. They want to look like the man. And now an Enigma with the Silencer. We have seen this, that it lost, but it's a different team.
No, it won.
Did it? Oh yeah, the DC, yeah, they absolutely won. Oh my goodness,
won.
It's over. See you, Freedom.
We just didn't see its impact until like
a little bit later.
40 minutes into the game, but it still won.
Yep.
I think with Silencer is a good combo. I like it.
5 seconds remaining.
What I don't like from NP this time is that they don't really have, if they play the same playstyle we saw from them in their last game, like last time they had, what, CM, Night Stalker?
Yeah.
Like they had 2 supports that were really able to have a large impact in the laning phase when it comes to rotations. Silencer and Nyx Assassin don't really have that, so it does mean that their mid and off lane may have to be a little bit more conservative in their playstyle simply because they don't have that fallback option.
So where do you want to see Freedom going with this? We probably have a support duo as well as their carry. They already know the mid's most likely to be Lina. Do you want to save the offlaner? Surprise pick somehow, Legion Commander, something like that?
I mean, you already know the mid. You might as well pick it now.
Yeah. Maybe surprise them with a crazy offlane, yeah. Oh, well, that's
go,
a crazy offlane.
Huh.
They go with the IX Mike offlane Omni Knight. He's been playing this a lot lately.
Well, he's not on the team anymore.
Oh, that's right. What am I saying?
I think the problem with
Snaking has also been playing it a lot lately.
Well, IX Mike has too, and he's in the qualifier, so... that game hasn't happened yet, has it? I think it has. The Freedom versus IX Mike stack?
I don't know.
That'd be a hype game.
I think Team Freedom have to leave their mid for last pick because the Juggernaut is not your real carry, right? And you're not going to get your real carry in this patch out of your off lane.
Yeah.
So like you have to leave that last pick. You can't just go like, oh, Queen of Pain lane a matchup and that's fine. You have to actually get something that is going to be able to scale for you. And it's
thinking.
Possibly have an answer for their carry.
Yeah. I mean, I think OD is the most likely ban from NP, and
well, that's where Freedom may have just wanted to pick up their mid because now it could get banned out, you know, because they have to pick before NP anyways.
I mean, they probably feel like there's multiple heroes that they're okay with. I think Sniper would be really good. There's not like too many jump on you heroes, just because. You know, he has such good range that the Blink Daggers of Nyx and Enigma aren't actually going to be able to get directly on top of you.
Yeah, I think Sniper works quite well.
And then you have the late game pressure of Omni Knight Repel and Sniper. It's nice.
They could still do a push strategy, Dragon Knight or Death Prophet are both out there with the Juggernaut. I think that's always very scary.
Yeah.
Radiant team back.
I think though with you do a Death Prophet, your big cooldown is fighting into their big two cooldowns.
Yeah, you can't do it against them.
And
actually.
the game they lost versus Red, CCNC played. I mean, you're not going to let one game deter you. He played Death Prophet, and he did not have a very nice game, so it could be in the back of their mind.
What's a CCNC hero?
Maybe they're mid-jug.
That's what NP apparently thinks. I would say Invoker, but versus Silencer, that's a big problem, right? He has to farm up the Ags, Midas, and a BKB. That'd be rough.
Radiant team pick.
TA?
And
I still think maybe Sniper is their best pick here.
Sniper seems alright. Shadow Fiend even?
Yeah, Shadow Fiend could do decently. Especially because he has the support of the Crystal main, you know, go to the jungle. Hopefully Stan King, known to stack a lot in pub games. Hopefully he does it in pro games. Get a lot of farm up for the Shadow Fiend. Nope, it is the mid jug. And that's Team NP knew that because they banned out the Clinks, so they must have already seen this possibly in a scrim or something.
AM's like the anti-big teamfight lineup because you just never teamfight them. You split push, you farm, you avoid them at all costs.
You could do it during draft too.
Yeah, you can.
Oh God.
You can do it after the game's ended and you're like on the scoreboard screen.
Yeah. This feels interesting. Anti-mage, obviously, I mean, feels really easy to kill if Silencer wants to commit that ultimate, and I mean, that's always a good time to do, to kill this anti-mage. And Yawar, I feel if he dies a lot early game, he's not one of those people who recovers well.
What are our NV options? There's Sven.
Yep.
What's an envy?
I think Sven, actually.
I think Sven's fine.
Physical damage, yeah. They would want the Clinks now, if
Ursa
anything,
too?
but
Oh, yeah.
okay, Ursa.
Very good at anti-mage once he gets that blink bash or something like that.
And it's great manning up against Jug too.
Yep.
Right, you've got Enrage versus Omni Slash. You're able to.
It's
You don't care
faster
about
than the
Sven.
AM aside, this is like a hero we used to see picked up against the Omni as the counter pick. That was what VP did against all the Chinese teams. They're like, you guys want to keep first picking Omni? We'll just keep picking Ramsey's Ursa. Like 5 games in a row, he played Ursa against Omni.
Pretty sure he won like every single game of that too, so.
It's definitely pretty much a matchup where you can leave Ursa alone and he'll just win the 1v1 even. With a little help, you crush the lane.
So what build does the Omni Knight go in this game? They already have Juggernaut anti-mage, so he just goes like the Guardian Greaves safe build, right?
Right.
I guess, yeah, maybe you get the Midas along the way, maybe you don't this game, depending how rough the lane is.
10
I
seconds.
think this Omni's going to struggle to get much done with his lane and his team. You're playing with an anti-mage, you can't take much farm.
Yeah, exactly. And a Juggernaut metal, so they're going to be clearing that jungle and a lot of the lanes once they get farming.
I think this is still not an ideal lane for CCNC. I mean, you always typically think of Juggernaut as a safe farmer. It's hard to gank, sort of a dead lane, but Lina spams out a lot. You don't just want to use
Spin for
yeah
farm and all that. Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
I mean, you got a healing ward.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
gonna
but
use you courier more than the other lanes. I don't think it's too bad.
This game's
it's
up.
not great though.
This game's up to Francis Lee. He needs to get a lot of shit done for their draft to work, I think.
Yeah, and I think he is. I mean, he was the original member before Abed on Team Onyx/DC. He's a very capable player. Everyone thinks he is. The question is, when he did lose to Red, he had Sand King and he did not get a lot done. Next game, he had Sand King again and got a lot done. So, like you said, just get a lot done, I guess. And I'm definitely going to let Capless, a real
Jesus.
play-by-play caster, take over here.
Come on, Grant, don't leave us.
I just want some fries.
Come on,
Can I get some fries?
It was so nice of me just to be able to sit back and do camera.
I do nothing? Yeah, that's great. All right,
Yes.
see you later.
All right, see you, Grant.
All right, bye, Grant. All right, NP versus Team Freedom. Gods, are you leaving us too?
He's gonna stay, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm actually just I'm so comfy. I don't actually want to move. I was just going to take my headset off and watch, but
The couch is really comfy. And if you go out there, Kenshin will guilt trip you into doing something on the fun stream, and he'll be like, "It's good for BTS."
I already
Parker.
played ping pong against him using a clipboard and lost. So
Wait, he made you do that?
I mean, he played with the. I mean, I wanted to play ping pong, and then obviously
What did he play with? If you were using a clipboard.
well, we had so the first game we played, he was on his knees, lost quite badly, and then he played with the clipboard, and I just played with a racket, and it still didn't go too well.
I see.
And then we had a challenge for me and Pyrian to get to 15 minutes of rallying. We made it to like 3.5.
All right.
So now I owe Ken $20. I was like, 15
Whoa,
minutes. This is
you
easy.
thought you could do 15 minutes?
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
It's 15 minutes, I figured it was doable, but
I don't know.
Who messed up?
I messed up so we had 3 goes. I
Okay.
messed up the first. Ted messed up the second and third. We got a bit cocky on the third one, thinking like 2 minutes in, we're like, all right, we can beat this 8 hours 40-minute world record. But we're like, it's a good thing this is on Twitch, because if we get a world record, it's going to be we have proof. But
Jesus.
3.5 minutes.
You
in,
guys
yeah.
already bailed out twice before that, and you're like, oh, we could do 9 hours of this.
I was right. Ted's at the end of his day, so I think he was a bit overwhelmed with the thought.
All right, NP squaring up here. Doesn't look like we're going to be having any early invasions into jungles. I don't know. You guys think that Omni Knight versus Ursa is that bad?
I don't think it's good for Omni Knight.
Yeah. I mean, you're more of an offlane player. You think it's okay for Omni? Have you played this much, or?
I think laning phase Omni's probably one of the better heroes to deal with Ursa in the laning phase, because you've got a degen aura slow.
Okay.
You go the 202 builds. You get boots first.
I think the problem's going to be there's going to be it's like an Ursa +1, so just the silencer being here for like the first 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can go leave if you want. I mean, he doesn't need to leave. It's a silencer. That's a pretty static hero.
The hell? I think
He was
Francis
just-
was blocked.
Yeah, he was hiding in the little nook.
Yeah, and then AUI had him blocked in. Well, classic dual lane mid.
It is the standard now.
What Dota has become.
Nobody does the honorable 1v1s anymore.
This is so annoying. Oh my god, two right clickers that just do a crap ton of damage. This one doesn't draw any creep aggro whatsoever, is constantly throwing Glades of Wisdom at you, but
Well, he's
not
drawing it
actually getting the
now.
creeps.
He messed up a little with that range one, but ideally you don't draw any creep aggro.
I like Snake King's build though. He's just gone for the boots.
Yeah. And you can get the Soul Ring if it's a hard game for him, and then the Mana Boots if it's a little bit easier.
It would be fine to get experience until phase boots come up, I'd say, but Ursa's gonna more or less free farm. And even Enigma versus Anti-Mage is fine for Enigma too, at least throughout the laning stage, so.
Yeah, there's no threat of feeding away your Eidolons against an Animage, really.
I feel like all 3 lanes are good for NP is the issue right now. I say that as
right clicks.
I say that as Pi loses like 2/3 of his health, but even so, it's like
It doesn't matter.
It's not a CS for Omni. I mean, that CS chart already looks incredibly one-sided.
I was wondering if AUI would go for the mana burn just to mess with the jug even more, but there are so rare times where I feel like early mana burn is worth it on Nyx Assassin. Most of the time I end up regretting it.
I like
You go-
against
do you
the
do it
Dark
against, like,
Seer.
Darkseers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the dream. There we go. There's a move.
Early first kill?
Yeah.
Sand King, good hero now.
Man, what happened? He used to be looked at as like this garbage support. His level 1 stun is so bad. Look at the range. It's so bad.
Well,
and then now all of a sudden he's like the best 4 position with boots first.
Well, I think because, you know, the 5 position heroes are just letting their offlaners be a little, or their 4 position heroes be more greedy, and like boots for sinking is really good.
In comparison to all the cores who don't pick
Yeah.
up boots first, so you do have that movement speed advantage.
Yeah, and like at level 1, he has like good level 1 stats. So if he's zoning out like an offlaner or like right clicking a mid, it's like, who wants to trade hits with that? It's like a scalable ogre.
I think that's maybe why he's like considered like the best, kind of the best for right now. Is you compare him to like his counterparts, and they've all been nerfed a lot of the time. Whether it's the ogre, the Ricky,
Earth Spirit, Monkey
Yeah.
King, yeah, all those heroes are.
it just seems like he's risen to the top like largely through those nerfs. But hey, he didn't get touched, and he's feeling pretty good.
You see this? Francis is like prepping the creeps for Caustic. CC is still getting the last hit on them, but they're popping.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of that is.
And I guess if we're going to speak to another advantage of the Sand, you know, if somehow your early rotations mess up or something, you can always get level 1 Sandstorm and just go jungle.
You also typically don't miss as many stuns as Earth Spirits and Nyxes do and whatnot.
Yes.
Oh, Pi.
Oh, this is spooky Pie.
Yeah,
No TP.
he's
Oh,
done.
he's creep blocked.
He's done. Moment you get hit by that orb of venom, you're done.
Nice play.
Bless you.
Bless you. That's. You mentioned like the Omni isn't going to do too bad. He's managed to get decent XP, find a kill now. Oh gosh.
He's got Fairy Fire. He may need to use it here. Oh god, good stun from Francis.
There was about to be another Dragon Slave coming in, so.
Stan King has nothing else to be able to help out Fleece, so they're just going to be able to turn that save on the Juggernaut to a death on the Sand King. And you are, I mean, at least he's still totally free farming. That farm is going to be better for him than it is the Ursa, right?
Yep. CM is just jungling. 12 CS on a CM. That's some enjoyable
Yeah,
life.
the Omni Knight, like, didn't, or like, there's nothing that really the CM can do against the Enigma here without a Sand King rotation.
Yeah.
I bet Pylai Die wishes he could jungle right now.
Instead of being near an Omni Knight. I'm glad he left that lane.
Yeah,
it was as soon as you get level 3 on the Omni Knight, if I'm support, I'm always out. I'm just like, see ya. I can't do anything.
He's got the boots win lace. Is GG.
Yeah, it's literally impossible to deal with this hero now. Like, you make one positional error, you're caught in Degen Aura, then you're caught by Orb of Venom, and then you're dead.
MB can handle himself at least for now. Enigma almost has the arcanes at bottom, so
Pi's just gonna stack.
why? I mean,
Grab some bounty runes.
playing support on this patch just feels like it's harder than ever to get your level 6. It's pretty miserable.
Especially for a 5.
Yeah. You're getting that too. I've seen like 15 to 17 minute level 6s some games from like a well-played 5 position.
I'm a little bit surprised. AUI actually still had the Orb of Venom on him early. He could have actually spiked Carapace to prolong his stun duration if he wanted to, but
I don't know if it would have killed anyways.
yeah.
Oh, we got a rotation on Fada, but you know, Sand King's too low level.
I think Tranquil Boots is also a big upgrade for the Sand King support in comparison to what was available back in the days for Sand Kings.
The extra movement speed instead of the armor, yeah.
You're running at 405 movement speed. If a hero tries to tag you to take it off, then they're probably in range of Burrow Strike anyway.
Just gonna use that move speed advantage here in mid and stun up.
Oh, that is
The body block.
not quite well coordinated.
I don't know that it would have really killed him to be anyways.
And Pilot Eye has nothing better to do, so he's kind of hanging out at mid.
He's just gonna sit mid.
The CM Sand King need to, I feel like, smoke up, make a play, get something done, because the lanes are being pretty horribly lost right now.
You know what this is? This silencer, this is the This is the unwanted. Like this is the pariah in high school. Like nobody wants you with them.
Yeah.
Like
No
if
lane.
you're top lane, you're just soaking experience. If you're mid, you're just soaking experience. Like nobody actually wants you in their lane because you don't help.
Yep.
Oh hey, there's kills down here.
All right.
Enigma for an Animage +1 because Stan King's gonna get body blocked and the Eidolons will take the kill.
Was,
well played by MSS.
Black Hole was used. Looks.
Yeah, it was.
That's down there.
Totally worth it.
Yep. That's kind of your job as Enigma. Get your level 6. Tell teammates to come and you kill the carry.
Yeah, especially with how aggressively Yawar's been pushing in and trying to do some chip damage to that tower.
Pi wishes he could have been there for that.
Yeah. They may not want him around now, but later on they'll just want him for his ultimate.
Yeah,
That's
just give him, give him some tomes.
Yep.
And then you're basically just an alt machine.
Dude, this guy's like a walking leech.
This is not a glamorous time to be playing 5 position support.
He can't even. It's not even safe for him to.
Oh my god! He's like, oh god, I have to TP out again. Please, no. I've been out of lane for so long.
Yeah, it's not even.
There's 2 rage creeps. Please, just let me get that.
Like normally in these positions, like Envy would go to the jungle or something, and you would have your 5 position leech, or just take the lane. But it's not even safe for him to do that.
Yeah, he'll just die. So.
Well, apparently they're gonna try and go on Snaking, but he's gonna repel. That's the end of that.
Lina 70 CS at 9 minutes. That is.
They've got
That is up there.
it's got a 1,200 net worth lead over the Juggernaut right now. Our carries are about the same.
I mean, other than the silencer, like every kind of, for the most part, every area MP's ahead, other than like the carries you mentioned being fairly similar, but this Omni is definitely not keeping up with the Enigma for now.
When are they going to make their first move with Omni Slash? They haven't yet.
That's what this is, I guess.
Snaking going to be caught, bursted down, it looks like, as the right clicks should finish him off. They are going to move Freedom over. AEY's already in position, though, with his level 6, and that would have been disaster for Freedom if they went in.
Yeah, he popped the smoke too, and I imagine no detection.
They know now, though. This is probably a Nix on them.
Yeah.
Not much they're going to be able to do with that
Cece, you got to be careful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Feels concerning they haven't been able to find those moves off of like the Sand King or the Jug Omni Slash. The kills they've gotten have been kind of like, oh, you get that CM at top, and you got a bad trade at bottom lane, killing the Enigma, losing your anti-mage. So,
Radiant's bottom
Like, really, the only lane that's doing okay is Snake Kings. Like, he's still not contesting the Ursa's farm, but at least he's getting something for himself. Oh, I guess the AM, but he did die. And
Like this. Push forward the lane, smoke the mid into the bottom lane. See if they can get a catch on something, turn this into a tower. They don't quite get Flea, though. He's able to get out of range of that LSA back behind the tower, and that will probably save that tier 1 for another day. CC, meanwhile, will enjoy the free space that he has in mid lane. It looks like they're actually going to head back to bottom. Big commitment. Fada wants to really take this safe lane tower.
Dire's
yeah, I mean, when you move one of your cores down, it's like really bad if you don't get anything out of it. If they're going to abandon the lane, might as well take the tower. You're Alina.
Oh, there goes the Omni Slash. CC doesn't quite get lucky, though, but he is going to be able to bounce back towards Pylai Die.
no TPs, okay.
The stun is available, but as he said, no TPs whatsoever. In fact, if AUI is not careful, he may get chased down again.
Poor Pi. Rough times, but
He shows up in a lane, and all of a sudden a Juggernaut Omni Slashes him. Not even level 6.
yeah. Perhaps Ursa can, or someone, I feel like that's where, when he makes that play in the silencer, either Ursa or Lina needs to be TPing in to punish.
Yeah.
But not the end of the world. MP still in a fairly decisive lead.
And our Ursa's still trying to build up that Blink Dagger. Has the Vlads, which means that both teams will be looking to get some control over the Roshan pit. Things go really badly for one or the other.
MP's just happy to play the farm game. They probably know how well Lena's doing mid against the Jug, and then their Enigma's got a Midas Arcane Boots already, so...
AUI uses Vendetta, gets in position behind the tier 1 tower, gets a nice ward.
He wants him.
But
Oh,
Stan King knows. Stand King, the ward god.
Got those instincts.
Tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Stan King, I feel like as a support is like, he's like one of those nerdy guys who's really good at the aspects of supporting that most people just don't care about.
And the part that people don't like to care about.
Yeah,
you know?
stacking, warding, all that sort of thing. CC gets a lot of damages with the heal, going to be able to blow up the silencer. Torrens towards Bada next. Does get an LSA to separate Snake King, but that is not going to be enough to save him as Yawar comes in and claims the bounty. Killing streak goes the way of Yawar. 324 gold for that one.
There we go.
So while NP is still ahead, one of the worrying aspects for them is that Ursa's not really getting too involved in fights right now.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's like this is one of Ursa's peaks. Early game.
You think he shouldn't have just gone for the full Vlads and just had like a faster blink, or...
I mean, he might want it for Roche.
Morbid Mask into Blink.
Yeah,
Might not have been a bad
I would
idea.
have liked that a lot better.
I mean, he's not roaching though. End of the day, if he could have gotten the blink and gone back for the Vlads at this rate,
Yeah.
if he's not actually using Vlads to take roach.
Spike Carapace into the stun. That's going to hold him a while inside the Midnight Pulse with the Malefice over the top. But the Black Hole, it goes off a little bit late. They are able to still kill Flea. It looks like Fairy Fire not going to be enough to save. Fada comes in, throws out the stun, but doesn't actually hit any heroes there. They are just going to be able to TP out with their Nyx Assassin. And Fada will not actually back away. He's going to hit the LSA, tries to blow up CC. It's going to be close. He has the healing ward and the bottle to be able to keep him alive ever so barely. So Fada's going to have to back away from that. Eternal Envy still gets some more space to farm, but...
How's Anti-Mage getting the kill? That's Battle Fury complete.
He was kind of behind from the laning phase, but he has brought it right back now.
Yeah, he got the... I think he was the one that got the kill on the Lina.
Yeah, he was. 324 for a killing streak.
Dang. Yeah, he got both those 2 big kills. I mean, Enigma was 240, but it was still like something towards his Battle Fury.
Yeah.
Radiant's top
And Envy, he got this early VODs, but it doesn't feel safe for him to go for Roshan.
He's not pushing his tower, he's not getting kills, he's not taking Roche. He doesn't really feel like he's all that like kind of comfortable to make anything happen off of this Ursa.
Mech soon for Snake King.
He's having a great game, all things considered.
And Flea's still going to have a very reasonably timed Blink Dagger because they've given him a lot of the space whenever Snake King rotates out. They're going to try and get a gank on him now. AUI is going to go for the Vendetta hit. He's trying to hit the Caustic Finale onto the Spike. Carapace does line it up. The Repel is not there, though. Snake King only gets the heal off, and that's not enough to save the Sand King. Now slowing down AUI. You are actually not joining him for this adventure into the Tier 1 tower, playing the Greed game instead.
What I really like about Snake King, just seems to be in the right lane at the right time. He's mid for the 2 kills, he's bottom lane, he almost saves his teammate to turn it around. He does get a kill for Nazmate, and he's there, top lane, right place, right
they have
time.
the ultimate too to be able to stop the TP. The mini stun comes out from Yawar. Now they're going to try and chase down AEY. Snake King, they're all going to be slowed down by that one. Does get the repel off on Yawar. He can blink forward and just burn a little bit more, but it's certainly not going to be another kill.
I think the hallmark of the NP games where we see them do well is AUI's rotations finding a lot of kills early. And while I think he secured mid-game, or the middle lane pretty well, they haven't
the epicenter. They do manage to get off the global silence. That's going to be able to stop a lot. Fada with the Eul Scepter buys them a little bit of time and space. They're going to turn things around onto Snake King, blow him up. Flea still sticking around thinking about it because he did have the Crystal Maiden coming down, but there is a full team of NP members here in the mid lane.
Pi sitting there saying, "Thank God I was part of a kill." Give me that EXP.
I mean, that was a win for Freedom until they got a bit over aggressive chasing for the kill. Just forcing out the global would have been satisfactory considering how strong they are team fighting when those ultis are down. But still in a very competitive position with this game.
Midas and Blink Dagger already there for MSS, closing in on that level 15 for cooldown reduction or GPM if you want it.
Oh.
Gods, which one do you like more?
Cooldown reduction for sure. With the how, I mean, it affects Midas, so it's like it's GPM as well. It's like an extra like 30 or 40 GPM if you're just using Midas off cooldown with the cooldown reduction. I think. I don't know the math on it, but
Got to get Granger in here for that math.
yeah.
NA math is the best math.
You think cooldown reduction, or are you a GPM kind of guy?
I mean, I did GPM last time, but that was, I guess, I was just trying to be super greedy.
Yeah.
I think it was like whenever those games where I'm playing Enigma and I feel like I have to carry the game, I go the GPM, but any other game, I think the cooldown reduction is much better.
I think if I didn't have Midas, I'd get GPM.
It's going to go for the straight up stun. There is that counter ward there. Great job killing that illusion.
Jebaited.
And there's another one if they want it. Got to get that 5 gold.
That's gold now, yeah. And Envy finally feels safe to go for the Roshan. They see them all bottom.
That should be a freebie, considering doesn't look like Freedom know too much. Unless they're going to smoke up straight into the Roshan pit, it's possible. But they probably not going to be here in time. Roshan's already at half health, and that's usually the point where Ursa turns it up with the Enrage to finish him off. He doesn't actually pop it there. That extra damage definitely would have finished off, but now they're going to be able to get off the global silence as they jump in. Eternal Envy does manage to grab the Aegis as well as the Roshan kill, but he is going to be stunned up and controlled. So NP have to form a rescue mission here. Are they going to be able to pull Eternal Envy out of this gem? He does manage to get the Blink Dagger out. No stun comes out from the Burrow. They don't get the Crystal Nova off in time.
Very risky.
So ultimately, that kind of nullifies the whole deal, right? I mean,
yeah, and they have
don't
to
have an Aegis to
global.
use. Yeah, the globals used. They still have Epicenter to be able to pick up.
Yeah.
Some sort of team fight. So that little bit of gold swing that goes away of NP off of the Roshan pit can easily be exchanged.
Yeah, this is like very similar to that last Ursa game that we saw, where the Ursa doesn't feel scary right now. You know, all he's got is Dagger and Vlad's.
And he's still not going to feel scary until he has Diffusal, and he's not even going that. Desolator instead. Whoa, but...
Black hole?
Huh.
Okay.
Alright, they caught him in the top lane. Meanwhile, bottom, we are going to have a fight here, most likely.
Yep.
AUI. No. No, no, no. Not anymore. Run, Jackie, run. This is not your fight to fight.
I feel like this is turning into just MP playing for the late game, and then how well Anti-Mage can outplay them, because it doesn't feel like MP are any rush to end this. It feels like they've got tools to gank an Anti-Mage, to even beat him in a late game with the Black Hole. Like, they're going to have BKB Black Hole, Ags, Refresher, whatever they want to actually kill him, but it's going to come down to how well AM can play around that Black Hole.
Just a bunch of support items on there, but still a bounty for NP. And finish up his drums. I have to say, playing Hard 5 sucks right now, but if you get the gold, there are so many fun items to grab. Drums has become a support item again.
Yep.
You've got Glimmer, Force, there was even some Solar Crest. Oh, jump out of Jackie once again. They do have the Global Silence TP outplay. Oh, never mind. That is not going to be fast enough. So Jackie is still going to die. Eternal Envy goes down despite the Global Silence being used to save him.
Yeah, that's on Jackie.
That's very unfortunate for her NP right there. That's going to translate into a tier 1 tower.
Eternal Envy's probably yelling at Pilot Eye right now. He's like, why the hell aren't you level 12 yet? If you had that extra silence, I would have been fine.
Should have walked away, I think.
Yeah, you definitely should have. Oh, stun on the AUI. Nothing gonna come of that one though. They just took that tier 1 tower. Freedom, not ready to rotate.
I think the good news for Ursa is like he can just look around and see where his Lina and Enigma are at in terms of farm and be like, we're actually doing fine. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be like that influential in this game, but my Lina, my Enigma are ridiculously farmed.
Yeah, Lina's the real carry here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Pilot Eye.
Well, you're certainly not going to get level 12 this way, Pi. CC, meanwhile.
Yeah, I like the item choice from him here. Dagger Diffusal.
Yeah, and they can actually kill Eternal Envy again. If things all line up.
They don't really have vision of the other heroes, so it's pretty spooky.
Yeah, they may not know Black Hole is still off cooldown just for a couple more seconds.
I think one of the harder things for Freedom this game, as it goes late game, is their ability to catch and pick off heroes. All they've got is they're entirely relying on tanking. Maybe Jug gets like a Basher Abyssal type build later on, but NP, they can get kills with the Nyx, the solo Black Holes, the Ursa with a Basher, the Lina with the Shadow Blade. Like, I feel like there's really everyone except Silencer and NP can burst heroes down and find pickoffs. For Freedom, it's just sanking and then theoretically like a Jug or an AM with Abyssal, but that's a lot of farm to get there.
AUI looking to scout things out again. Does have a really nice aggressive ward by this tier 2 tower, very unlikely to be countered, and is currently seeing Freedom's trap that they're trying to set up around CC and C.
This is kind of an unfun Nyx game as well, because you'd ideally like to be going around with your Ursa and your Lina, getting pickoffs, but both these guys are just hitting creeps.
Yeah, he's more of a Riki or Bounty Hunter at this point than a Nyx assassin, in that he's just playing the scouting role and not the killing role that's fun.
He's wishing he bought Midas instead of drums.
Yes.
The old AUI would have bought Midas.
Yeah. I miss the old AUI.
There's definitely, you get into these routines, like he buys drums every single game on Nyx, and I think if you maybe, there are certain games like this one where maybe he should have realized the direction was going and just not stuck to his usual build.
I think he probably definitely expected to be able to go around the map and get kills with one of his one or two positions, but it's not happening.
Perhaps if they didn't lose the Aegis right away, it would have been played out kind of differently. I mean, Lina's got all she needs, but it's one of those things with Lina, when you've got Nyx in your team, you know you get that Shadow Blade, you can't just roam around looking for kills, because they're already going to have sentries.
And instead, it's going to be a potential kill. Global Silence actually being used. Fada gets to the back line. The Repel, a little bit slow, and CC does get stunned. Still going to be able to get the Omni Slash onto one. The Purge onto Pylai died. That'll leave Yawar to be able to take it unless Black Hole follow up from Eternal Envy to try and blow him up. The heal goes out, but it's not good enough. They do manage to get the damage from Eternal Envy. Eul Scepter being used out from Fada. Over all this AoE damage does provide him enough time to get the LSA down. Stops that damage from being used, and Fada looking to get away just ahead of the sentry. Should be fine. Shadow Blade up for a few more seconds. That'll be enough time to disjoint away from Freedom.
They crushed that fight. They go Greaves.
Yeah.
The insta Greaves off the silence. He'd like say maybe not as fast as he could have been on the Repel. Even the GA like didn't say. I don't think GA would have saved Antimage anyways. But even with everything going the AM, it doesn't matter. He dies. You win that fight convincingly.
Yeah, Black Hole used, Global used,
and a 1 for 3. Like you take that easily.
With the tier 2 or not, Snake King is dead. Whoa, they're actually going to jump in because he had a gem. They're going to be able to rescue that gem. It's going to cost them another kill, though. Crystal Maiden.
It's just Stanking.
Stanking left behind. CC and C will find a well-timed Taste Rune, I think. Yeah, we're good.
Very fortuitous.
Okay, he would have been chased down by the Lina for sure.
That was...
And the Blinks.
Definitely worth saving. That gem would have been a huge loss, and I definitely understand him wanting to go in and get that.
Yeah, this is the... probably a little overzealous by Snay. They win a big team fight, and he's just like, all right, we should get an objective out of this, and it's just hitting the tower. But you know,
let your Jug do that.
Yeah, you're an Omni Knight, man.
Yeah, less word is also difficult for the Omni to play around sometimes. You can't repel yourself, and you don't have the Guardian Greaves. You want to be able to heal, but it's just going to bring destruction down on yourself.
That's a win for Pylai Die, though. He did something.
Dude, Pi's got 10 stolen intelligence.
He's got half of 4 stuff.
He gets around. But brown boots. Let's clarify that statement real quick. Pi is still bottom of the rankings.
Lincoln's...
Why Lincolns and not Aghanims this game?
Do you really?
Mana
you really
burn
need
Nyx
either?
Assassin is why.
Yes,
I think,
because
right?
you can mana burn him and then carapace, and that's
Yeah.
an instant stun.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to get it against like.
Man, that hero's so annoying. It literally would be a sick Aghanims game if it wasn't for Nyx. Think about it, right? He like cancels out Yule's initiations. He stops Malefice. Stops Last Word. All that for what?
Eventually, Ursa would get a.
At Abyssal.
Abyssal.
Yeah.
He stopped the Lincolns for now. I don't. He picked up a Vit booster. It looks like a straight Abyssal.
I mean,
I like
yeah,
this a bit better. But
I think that's perfectly fine as well. You don't want the.
there's no insta stun that the Lincolns. The Yule setup is the main thing it blocks, but you get like a BKB for that, I guess. But
I think Lincoln slows him down too much, right?
Yes.
Like, cause I'm like you could go late game, and I'm sure Team Freedom can still win it and everything, but I think you would rather hit that timing, that 35-40 minute timing really hard and just close out the game for sure, at least get a big advantage.
I think also if you look at like 3 of the big setups, the Lincolns doesn't stop it. If Nyx is Invis, he impales, Enigma, BKB Black Hole, Lena, Shadowblade, LSA. Lincolns doesn't stop you getting initiated on this game. It's not like you're against like a Sand King or like a Bat Rider or something where you're actually getting instant value from the Lincolns.
I think more than anything, you want to just be able to survive through fights,
Yeah.
so you can get a heart later in the game.
Yeah. This will give him some survivability along the way to having a secondary initiation for the Sand King to also work with.
You can further ruin Pylai's life.
Yeah.
And even if you don't win the game, that is still a victory in and of its own.
This second Roshan, I feel like for NP, they don't want to be like using their ults and taking a team fight when Roche could be respawning, because if AM gets that, then suddenly Black Hole is not a counter to this AM because he's going to have 2 lives. You be very careful how they play around.
Some mass pings out by Eternal Envy.
Snay again in the right spot to back up his cores though.
Oh. Haysterd. Oh, they're actually going to jump forward. CCNC goes for AUI, but they don't actually have the counter vision, so that's going to be an Omni Slash completely wasted. A B can be used by Fada. He wants to be able to catch something with that, but unfortunately is not able to grab anybody with the LSA. So that is actually going to be kind of a fair trade-off there. The Omni Slash for the BKB timing, roughly similar cooldowns.
Man, CC does not do a lot of damage right now.
No. No, he does not.
To be fair, AUI is pretty tanky with those drums, with that drum build-up, though.
Whoa, that's a Black Hole. Gonna catch EUR. AUI's gonna be able to follow that one up. Got enough stuns. Malefice and everything should be enough.
Ooh, just barely.
CCNC, now he's in trouble. The Blink Dagger up in a second. They have the Epicenter. They're going to try and counter. They managed to get a 2-man stun. That's a beautiful setup. If they can actually kill Fada here with a Juggernaut on top of him, they purge down the Eul's Scepter, but can't quite stay on top of him. It's now Eternal Envy comes in, takes down Yawar. Now they have the Omni 9 ultimate going down, so there's nothing Eternal Envy can do in that fight. Jump forward. Whoa, Flea almost managed to bring down AUI. His Epicenter was disruptive, was not enough damage by itself to be able to get a kill. Unless he can hit the stun, misses it. AUI only has the drums to operate off of, so he's not getting it away.
You know, that's a dieback for Yawar, though.
Yeah, that is real bad.
It's one of those fights where you're like, if you win and kill that, you know Leon's going to be BKB, so if you win that fight, it doesn't matter your AM uses buyback because he gets you get Roche out of it. And that's the whole mentality there. You win the fight, you get Roche, but AM dies again.
That sets back
catastrophic.
his game by a lot.
He's going to be feeling real bad. Even with his team getting Roshan here, which they may not do, it is definitely not worth it.
He's going to go ahead and throw out the Suicidal Arcane Curse. Does get it before a
They're
Blink stun.
committed on this.
Stalking in. They need to throw out that Midnight Pulse, but they managed to jump Fada. That is a big one. The Omni Slash goes down. BKB's not going to save you from that physical damage. MSS actually pops a BKB of his own. They do have Eternal Envy coming back up, though, and the Midnight Pulse has done a lot of damage to Team Freedom, so they are still not able to take Roshan despite a big pick. Stun in. Got to be able to catch Pylai Die here. Not a kill that means too much.
Pi thought they were... Pi was like, I'm going to go in and just make sure they're not Roshan, get us some vision, but that does not work out well in the end. And now AM actually will end up probably with an Aegis.
Yeah.
Lena is back now, though.
No
Midnight
black
Pulse
hole.
gets laid down. Lincoln's on MSS, and that means Flea's going to run into Eternal Envy's Blink Dagger. They do get 1 kill off of that one. Now the Yule Scepter into the LSA. Nothing Snake King can really do to stop this one except for the Glimmer Cape. Actually protects him for quite a while. Stan King gives up his life to be able to save that one. Gets off a really good freezing field with the Guardian Greaves, but the Black Hole stops it. He's going to be able to catch 3. They want to chase Snake King out of this fight, though. They're chasing him away. Manage to get the heal off. Eternal Envy's just not able to do the damage. They eat the cheese on UR just before the stun. Finally, Snake King goes down on the right-hand side, but it's going to cost Fada his life as Yule Scepter's up. Doesn't have any defense mechanisms, just the Bloodstone Suicide, but he doesn't even throw that one down. NP used the Global Silence as well. So both the carries of Freedom walk away with a huge win there.
Wow.
Now this is a slobber knocker.
Yeah, this game is hype right now. This can go either way. Like, both teams making big plays. I think the gem was lost there with Omni dying. Imagine NP
Yeah, I think.
picked it up, which is the
Maybe the
big
courier
loss.
got it.
Yeah, I think Eternal Envy. I
Yeah.
saw him like standing over the Omni Knight. So unless Eternal Envy is a little bit
Yep.
taunting the enemy, I'm sure that was him grabbing the
It's
gem.
been long enough they can rebuy it, which I think they kind of have to do probably in the Radiant team once they can, once it's up, if it isn't already.
I'd love to tell you that information, Cox.
Yeah, I know.
Val,
Once upon a
hello?
time. I
Test.
messaged them. They said well they'll take the feedback and maybe add it.
Into consideration.
That was like
consideration. I'm not sure if we want to give you that information.
I think the exact word was like I'll pass the message on. I was like, all right. 4 months later.
Apparently, it didn't get very far, Gods.
I tried.
You tried. Thank you for all of us.
There wasn't a Reddit thread, you know. Nothing happened.
Yeah, can you guys do something about that? Everybody listening, can we make a Reddit thread? It's the only way Valve will really listen to us.
Oh, Nyx has the gem, I believe.
Dire's top tower
Also, in that Reddit thread, go ahead and include Gods, Capitalist, and Charlie for TI.
Yeah. I'm down.
That'll be great. Thanks. We'll throw Grant in there too, because he was with us.
Grant deserves it, man.
Grant
Yeah.
deserves it. He's
Grant
put in the
really
He
work.
did his part.
He really does.
5-man smoke in. They are going to be able to catch Eternal Envy. That's a big time kill. Eternal Envy going to have to pop the Enrage soon. Use it now, but there's no saving grace. He looks at the shrine, but it wouldn't even save his life. Dies
Oh,
in
man.
pain and agony inside his own jungle. NP locked inside the base now.
He needs so many items right now. He's going for that defusal, but on top of that, he like needs an Ags. Like there's nothing to prevent him from getting stunned and just like chain
Nope.
disabled to death.
He really needs he needs a BKB, I feel, against the Sand King AM. But that with a diffusal blade that he's already got queued up. Well,
Time to go high ground.
yeah. They've got Basher on Jug now as well, so they're making up for some of this lockdown issues, which it's no longer just the Sand King.
Oh, they're going to be able to jump forward, manage to catch Pilot Die, but he does manage to get away with a Force Staff until the Crystal Nova stops him. The Black Hole is covering over CC&T, but it gets off the Omni Slash. No Laguna Blade to be able to finish him off. Still holding on that one. Finally does manage to get the Juggernaut kill. Fada is now the only source of damage here for NP out on the field. He's got to get back to his fountain. He's trying to stall up Freedom as best as he possibly can, but with Eternal Envy coming back, I still don't see a way for NP to be able to stop this lane of Brax from going down.
Yeah, without a big black hole or some sort of Ravage Nyx stun, MP doesn't have like a great way to fight into this. Omni Knight is like so scary right now.
It almost seems like that decision by NP to have some sort of contested Team Freedom without Eternal Envy may have costed them more than just a lane of Rax. Now they're sitting in a situation where Team Freedom are going to be able to control the map. They've got this Abyssal Blade up on the Animage. Once the Jug's back up, there's nothing stopping them from going high ground again, right?
This is just impressive decision making from Freedom. For such a young team to be out-calling NP, particularly around that Roche pay. Like the way they had everyone in the Roche except the Sand King, and the Sand King sees Lena coming in, instantly stuns, Jug instantly blink, Omni slashes in.
The
MP's dead
Abyssal,
again.
he's done.
Yeah.
He's done, and honestly, NP
Wow.
might be done as a whole here.
Fada's
Lee could
getting
actually
chased,
catch
but
Fada.
They're not going to go for it.
under attack.
Well, time to go high ground. Oh, oh, oh!
Oh boy.
He has He has the Yules.
It's not worth it at that point,
Yeah.
you know.
No more Aegis. AM level 25 is even coming soon.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. I feel like the Mana Void hasn't been like a big part of this game. May just want to go for the Agi this one.
Well, it might be useful because you saw him use it again to cancel the
Enigma.
BKB,
Yeah.
the Enigma BKB. But Enigma does have a Linken's, but you know,
Sure.
you pop it, whatever. You get to use it on the Lina later.
Yep.
It's something.
Both shrines down, and we went from just picking up an Abyssal Blade to now an impending Butterfly on the way for UR.
It's about 3k gold away.
And CC&C, he's definitely had a quite the run of items as well. Got his upgraded Diffusal and a Basher, now has a Scotty coming in.
This is like the most miserable time to beat Ursa right now.
And they still
Yeah.
have the late game BKB available too.
The first, on the end, he kind of only in some ways has himself to blame. The first 23 minutes is meant to be the best time to be an Ursa, and
Yeah.
he did nothing with it, you know? Definitely feel like there's
And the rest of
criticism
his
to be said for his play.
the rest of his team was ahead at that point as well.
Yep.
You are correct, gods. Went for the agility. You were incorrect, Charlie.
Oh, I didn't say he was going to get it.
There's always got to be
That's what I
someone
heard,
who's
Charlie.
wrong, Charles.
All right.
There's someone who's right and there's someone who's wrong.
I just said there might be value in
This
it.
is how we create conflict.
Sure. I wouldn't have been surprised either way. I don't think there was a wrong decision, really.
Oh, there was, and Charles chose it.
Okay.
Freedom. What you guys doing here? Poking their head in, trying to see if they can catch Eternal Levy.
Well, AUI's picked up the pipe now, but I believe it doesn't matter.
UR he's switching up his quick buy constantly. First Butterfly, then he was considering what was it? There was something else.
There's a
Earlier there was the
BKB.
Lincoln.
The late game BKB, yeah.
BKB, yeah.
Yeah, he had the Lincolns earlier. Now he was thinking about Heart. Back to the Butterfly again. This guy just can't make up his mind.
That's right. He's at least not stuck in and set in his stone what he wants to build.
I mean, really,
Willing
all
to
he needs
adapt.
to do in these fights is live.
True.
Yeah.
I don't. The Ursa needs a Basher or an Abyssal, but on top of that, oh, he's getting a. Now he has to get the MKB now,
Does
right?
he? I don't know. I feel like that's just like a rely on your Enigma to lock down and deal with AM. It's not your job so much.
But you still have to be able to kill him.
Yeah, I guess so. What's an? Oh, that's Enigma's next item I was curious about, but has an Octarine queued up.
Would you consider the Aghanim Scepter for the big time play?
Yeah,
I would.
Sure. I think even consider the Refresher, but it's like, I mean, Enigma's a hero you'd love to get 6 slotted on, but there's yeah, a lot of things you want on him. The Axe does a lot of damage against that anti-mage with the pure damage.
How's Fada doing in items? Looks like he may go back for the Lincolns, but he is going to be suffering in physical damage if that's the case.
A lot of these late game lanes, you normally see at least one DPS item on, be it a Daedalus or an MKB or a Bloodthorn,
Bloodthorn, yeah.
but hasn't had the luxury to do that.
Ooh, the full smoke wrap around here may catch somebody. Hold up.
But snaking with the preemptive repel.
Snay has been MVP this game.
Yeah, that guy's good, man. I mean, he got flamed a lot for sort of YOLO plays back in the day, but maybe his attitude a little bit, but he is definitely a good player.
You see Eternal Envy inside the pit. Grabs an Arcane Rune. That's not terrible to have.
This is a alright position for MP on the high ground at least.
Yeah, they still have this high ground vision from Team Freedom. Needs to be dealt with. They threw the sentry, but down, but they didn't cover the cliff.
It looks like Freedom don't want to mess around in an area where they don't have the best vision. Even they see Roche, but they don't see that high ground area, so they can just push out these lanes.
NP, no, once they go back inside their base, it's like they give up Roshan. Yeah. They really don't want to go back and deal with these problems.
Both teams are like playing a game of chicken. NP's like, all right, we'll go push your base, and Freedom will do the same on the... I feel like Antimate should be doing the same, but also he's afraid of that black hole, of course.
Yeah. And they've already done half
they're going to
damage
Roche and then defend? This is a ballsy call.
I mean, honestly, does the lane of Rax matter if you're about to end the game? With this
really
extra life
doesn't.
and such?
Probably does not. Worth... Aegis and Cheese is worth, I think that's an okay trade.
Yeah, that's such a ballsy move, and it's like, it's actually really impressive to see. Oh,
Looks like they caught Fada, managed to stop his TP. Oh, no, that wasn't actually a stop TP.
Oh,
now
gosh.
it is. Alrighty.
alright.
That makes it a little bit easier.
But honestly, that's such a ballsy move. It's actually so impressive to see a young, like
Yeah.
a relatively new team go for that kind of move. Like, and we, like this entire game, you've seen them make like such great strategic decisions as a team. And I think like we've mentioned that they're sort of like relatively new to the scene, but a lot of these players have had a lot of exposure at like the higher levels with like more established teams. Like Snaking is a TI player. Yawar played for DC and is like...
And is a TI player brother.
Yeah, he does.
Well, let's be real. There is some information that probably goes back and forth.
Sure, and I think like his experience with Bulba, like I mean, we joke about Bulba, but he is one of the greatest minds here.
Yep.
And you know, Stan King's just a... If Grant were here, he would talk about how Stan King's just Mensa.
Yep. Stan King and CCNC, you know, they played at a summit. That's almost as good as playing at the TI.
Thank you, BTSL. Back to our game. Melee Rax about to fall. You are chipping away at it. MSS has got that black hole, but he knows it's just not good enough to go straight onto an Animage who has an Aegis and a Cheese behind him. So now 2 lanes of Rax. They just need to focus all their efforts on mid. Undivided attention. That's what MP are thinking. It's an easier game now. Even easier if this range Rax goes down, tries to get a bash on a UR, but they don't have a basher, so that won't ever work.
Well, Spawn City, they can do this. They've got the heals sustained from the jug if they need, but they're going to definitely get this range Rax.
Another repel, another couple right clicks. UR's done his damage. All right, now he's actually going to go for Eternal Envy. They blow him up. They do have the buyback, though. All this for the last melee Rax. Freedom. Just quick and clean, get out. Fada knows he has to grab something here. Doesn't really manage to get it there with the Gold Scepter, but they do have the Global Sounds. Black Hole forced to be used. His CCC goes on to MSS and makes that one be used. Now UR has the freedom of mobility, but is he actually going to be able to take this one out? Again, a repel turns onto Eternal Envy, tries to take him down, but they now have Stanking in big with the freezing field. Not big enough though. Fada stops it with the LSA. Blink forward, managed to get the bash, finish up Eternal Envy, down for 100 seconds. They need to kill UR here though, but can they actually do enough damage? It doesn't seem like it. Fada has nothing in there. MSS, he's got nothing to tank either with the Midnight Pulse on cooldown. Epicenter coming in big. Fada's controlled up right on top of it. MSS in the middle of everything with the Midnight Pulse, but no Black Hole to follow it up. Omni Slash bouncing around means one by one the NP members will fall. No matter how many lives they bring to the table, it just does not seem to be enough to bring down Freedom. They get that last melee Rags. They still have the Cheese ready to go on UR. And NP left against the impossible with only 3 heroes. Can't even finish off Snaking. AUI will be the last member down. Stan King gets taken out by Fada, but it is ultimately a consolation prize, one that will rip to shreds. Same thing for MSS. Oh, got Snaking. And that's the end of the game. Freedom.
Damn.
Let's
add him to our group of teams now.
Yeah, we gotta... Alright, where's
a 15?
Are they the Blood Elves? What are they?
The Naga race or something? I don't know.
Naga? Yeah.
They're in there. Freedom are...
Are Freedom demons from below?
They're the Burning Legion.
The Burning Legion?
Okay. Freedom has joined the ranks of